A Newsnight episode accusing Dominic Cummings of breaking lockdown rules prompted outrage from viewers, leading to nearly 24,000 complaints, it has been revealed. Viewers of the program were so furious with Emily Maitlis's opening address, they filed 23,674 complaints to the BBC. The broadcaster was flooded with complaints suggesting the news segment had shown bias against Dominic Cummings and/or the government. The Newsnight episode addresses Mr. Cummings' controversial long-haul car journey to Durham from London despite the country observing strict lockdown regulations. Reports of the incident garnered wide criticism from both sides of the political spectrum, and the presenter was both praised and criticised for her remarks. Host Emily Maitlis explicitly accused the Prime Minister's chief advisor of flouting lockdown rules and failing to own up for what he had done. In the statement, Ms. Maitlis ruled Mr. Cummings has broken the rules and the country can see that, and it's shocked the government cannot. She added, the longer ministers and the Prime Minister tells us he worked within them, the more angry the response to this scandal is likely to be. He was the man, remember, who always got the public mood, who tagged the lazy label of the elite on those who disagreed. He should understand that public mood now, one of fury, contempt and anguish. He made those who struggled to keep to the rules feel like fools and has allowed many more to assume they can now flout them. The Prime Minister knows all this, but despite the resignation of one minister, growing unease from his backbenchers, a dramatic early warning from the polls, and deep national disquiet, Boris Johnson has chosen to ignore it. The BBC agreed with those who complained, explaining the episode did not meet our standards of due impartiality. The broadcaster also reminded staff after the episode aired of BBC's guidelines. The BBC said in a statement, "We've reviewed the entirety of last night's Newsnight, including the opening section, and while we believe the programme contained fair, reasonable and rigorous journalism. As it was, we believe the introduction we broadcast did not meet our standards of due impartiality." The episode in question aired on May 26. Piers Morgan defended Miss Maitlis over the broadcast, blasting the BBC for their utterly disgraceful statement. The Good Morning Britain presenter rejected the notion that Miss Maitlis did not meet the BBC's standards. The 56-year-old tweeted, "You've got to be kidding me." BBC chucking one of its best journalists at Maitlis under the bus for telling the truth? Utterly disgraceful, he said.